Because most of us are driven by the tyranny of the urgent. And we forget what's important and what is important. But you have to identify what's important and what's not as urgent. For instance, some time ago, a lot of people believed, and a lot of psychologists believed with the theorist Sidney Girard, that the key to a good marital relationship was self-disclosure. In other words, okay, so what's the key? What's the big rock? And so he would say, all right, let me give you a big rock. If it'll come out. Okay, here's a big rock for your marriage. You want a long-lasting marriage, here is a big rock. And so he said self-disclosure. He says, you know, when a couple talks about their dreams and their disappointments and all that, and really unveil themselves and talk about their deep feelings and all that, that's huge. That's a big rock. Okay? Now hang with me. So people say, okay, good. We're going to do that in our marriage. We're going to put that rock in our marriage. Well, first of all, you got to make sure you have identified the big rock. Okay, so John Gottman comes along. Now, John Gottman lives in Washington, very well known, and he can predict if your marriage will survive. He's like 98% right. How's that? It's like, would you be comfortable going to see this guy? Seriously. What if he told you? Anyway, but here's what John Gottman did. He videos couples all the time. He's got thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of couples. He analyzed them, they scored. I mean, it's real complicated. And he's been doing this for decades now. And he said, you know, that was a pretty good theory. But what we have discovered is, here's a big rock. This is the big rock. He said, small talk and high levels of interest. So when your spouse wants to talk about a green dress she saw in the store, as she was drinking a cup of coffee, walking down the sidewalk, the husband is totally engaged. How about that? Small talk. So could it be that we put in the wrong big rocks? I'm not saying you can't share your feelings. All I'm saying is you got to be careful when somebody tells you this is huge. It might be, but it may not be. I mean, just because they like it, it's a big rock.